Yo, yo, it's your boy Philo again. Got some more Battlefield 3 gameplay with commentary here. This time I'm focusing more on the chopper gunner position and also the use of the ECM jammer with the guy in the gunner seat using rockets. That's what we're doing right now. I've got Jay Wade in my gunner seat in the Viper, and he's got flares and I've got the ECM jammer. We use it pretty good, you know. There's a triple kill right there, and we just pretty much give them hell for a while here. When we get locked on by stingers, there's a couple of guys that keep trying to take us out, and we get locked on by a stinger, and I would use my ECM jammer first, and then once that's used up, they would lock on again and he'd use his flares. We stayed up for a little while. We had a couple more good runs, but I just put this clip in there right now. There goes my ECM jammer. I'm evading that one, and then he's going to pop his flares on the second one. But the main focus of this clip is later on I'm in the gunner seat myself, and stayed up for a good 10 minutes or more and end up with like 50 some odd kills. I attribute that mainly to the chopper gunner position. But I wanted to throw this in here because I just learned how to use the ECM jammer thanks to Rob Marley's post on our ROH forum, where he posted a YouTube video that explains how that ECM jammer works, because it is kind of tricky. I never knew, like, do you pop it like a flare, or do you use it before the thing locks on? And how come I kept getting shot down? Well, basically you need to use it like I just did right there. As soon as the thing kind of starts solidly beeping for a little while, you want to wait as long as possible, but you can't wait too long, because if it starts the fast beeping, that means the rocket's already been launched and your ECM jammer is not going to be any use on that. But you want to pop it right before the fast beeping starts. So it's a little tricky because sometimes you wait a little bit too long and they launch it. But if you got your guy in there in the gunner seat with flares, he can probably evade it, and then you'll be okay for the next one. But once you get used to it, you can time it well, and it works awesome. I think it's probably the best perk in there. This is, I saw this guy planting, so I back up the AM track a little bit so I can get a better shot to cover these guys. And I think I'm just going to lay waste right now, but this frog foot comes in and just totally wastes me from the rear. That guy, he was doing that all game. He knew that was good. So I have to get out here, take these guys out on foot. There's my boy Kojo. What's up, Kojo? And we get these guys out of here so we can blow up the MCOM. And there's a Hero tank coming in, so I'm going to come over here, try to take him out. I got rockets here. I wish it didn't take so many rockets to kill a tank, but I guess it is more realistic than in Battlefield 2, where Bad Company 2, where it only took 3 rockets, but this one takes like 6 to kill a tank. So we'll get this guy. He ends up coming around while I'm reloading my rocket and killing me here, so I end up dying at this point. That was kind of like the end of my little killing spree there, but I get this opportunity again to get Kojo, get his killing spree stopped. The guy's a beast running around just tearing shit up, and I'm able to stop that. That was pretty cool. I had to put that in there, brag on it a little bit. The guy's a formidable opponent. So there you go. This is it. So we got Bruce Banyan. I never met this guy. He's just some blueberry. I can't even talk to him, but the dude's a hell of a pilot. I got to try to get him into our clan. You'll see here. He flies me around here the whole time. I mean, he's got flares on, and I have flares. And this was a really effective combination, actually. It's almost, I think it might even be better than the ECM jammer. I'm not sure. I'm not very good with the ECM jammer yet, but I want to kind of use both of them and see. But for as long as we were up in this thing, I kind of think the 2 flares, it makes you almost invincible. I mean, we had like a whole squad with stingers on our ass the whole time, and they never shot us down. But I'm using the guided missile as my secondary, and I like it. It's nice when the driver has the laser painter, but this guy didn't. It still worked out pretty good. I take out quite a bit of vehicles down there, mainly infantry though. We're still, even though we can't talk, we are communicating. He was a good pilot. He would listen for my flares, and I would listen for his flares. So even though you can't really communicate with each other, if you guys are experienced flying choppers, like we did here, I found that you can still be pretty effective. So we get locked on, and he'd pop his first generally, and I could hear it. And then when we get locked on again, I'd pop mine. Now we can each hear when the other's flares rearm. It makes that little beeping sound, like doot doot, and you know that the flares are ready to go. Well, yours still says wait, and you hear the noise. That means you know your buddy's has his available. So you can kind of use that to time your flares and stay in the sky longer. The other thing is I would, and so was he, doing a very good job of hitting the select button. Like right there, you see those guys lighting up? We're both hitting the select button and lighting up the targets that we're after. So even though we can't talk to each other, we're still doing that. And I kind of learned how to do that when the chat was so screwed up in this game before they fixed it. And I kind of got used to just not being able to communicate, you know, through the chat with my friends. So I just kind of picked up on little things like that, use the select button, kind of try to, you know, communicate with the other tools in the game, and it worked pretty well. Right here, this is a great example. We pretty much dominated. They were giving us a hell of a time. You know, see, we're down to 29 tickets right now. We have not armed either MCOM, as you can see. So the game was kind of, it looked like it was going to go in their favor there for a little bit until we started raping them in this attack chopper. That's why I wanted to post this up, because I posted another video, you guys might have seen it, where it talks about, look at all these guys lit up right there, look at that. We know who we're shooting at, he knows who I'm shooting at, I know who he's shooting at, and it just works beautifully. We just take out the whole damn team. I think I got 8 Nemesis ribbons on this game. Oh, we'll count them later, you can count them as you watch it, but I'm pretty sure I got 8. And these guys are no noobs either. This representative guy, he's a good player. I know Kojo, he's in my clan. He's definitely a good player. The guy's no slouch. So this was not, you know, an experienced team raping an inexperienced team by any means. But you can see that, again, like I was talking about, what I was trying to mention earlier was that in an earlier video I was talking about how the attack chopper is kind of like the single vehicle in this game that can really turn the tide of a game from losing over to winning. I don't know any other vehicle that has that kind of power in this game. The attack chopper definitely has it, and this is kind of another good example of it right here. Like I said, we were pretty much getting outnumbered. We were losing a little bit. Even though we've got them pushed back to this second one, they get us down in tickets pretty well, which means our ground troops are going in there to try to plant, and they keep dying. You know, they start, you start off at 70, and we're at 24 right now. But we were just, after we got into this chopper and did this number on these guys, it made it possible for our ground troops, which was, in this case, it was Jay Wade, and this other guy, whatever his name is right there on the green thing. I don't even know who they were, but they were in there planting the bombs pretty good, using the tanks and the jeeps and stuff, and they end up getting in there, as you'll see a little bit later, and planting them. And we can provide some serious support. Yeah, so here's where we kind of make our comeback. We're able to take out all these troops, and as we're doing this, I'm calling out to my team members where we see these guys that we're lighting up. So I'm telling them, hey, look, they're coming in off the rocks. They're mainly got stingers, so tanks are a good thing to use right now to come in and help our team plant those bombs. When the engineers have stingers, they don't have anything against tanks. So right now we're telling them, look, they're out by the water, out by the pipes, you know, guys jumping in the water, etc. And that's one of the key things of, one of the key tactics of winning the game, is you got to have good communication. Even when the chat was effed up, you still need to try your best to tell your team what's going on. And superior teamwork and aggression is always going to win the game. And like I've said in most of my commentaries, I really believe that winning the game is the most important. Even if you go negative, if you're aggressive, capping flags, winning games, helping your team, I still think you're a good player, and I'll play with you every day. And I think that's the main goal of Battlefield 3 and of pretty much of any game, a team-based game like this. It's not Modern Warfare 2 where you're running around, in a little tiny small map, just getting as many kills as you can without regard to anybody else on your team. And it's not realistic, and it's just, it most attracts immature people, in my opinion. This game here, this is a battle simulator. It really requires teamwork, communication, and each guy has his own skill set that he brings to the battlefield to help his fellows. And I think that's why I love this game so much, and why most people that play it love it, because it has that element that no other first-person shooter really has. EA, and these guys have done a great job at this. And this, as far as flying tactics, you can see he's doing an awesome job. And the reason we're staying up is because of the double flares, and also because he knows when to boogie. When we start getting locked on and both of our flares are not ready, you see him get low and go as fast as he can and bail out of there as far away as possible and as low as possible to get behind obstructions, get behind these trees, get behind the hills, anything that he can to, you know, fend off those, to block the stingers and the heat seekers that are coming at us. When you go in for the attack, make the strafing runs. You notice how he's also not hovering around. You know, Bruce Mannion is not hovering around. That's the pilot here, as you can see, in one spot. He's not hovering around in one spot. You see these guys in choppers doing that all the time. They go up and they're hovering there trying to kill everybody from one spot. No, you need to make these strafing runs. You need to drive around, fly around all over the map so that these enemies don't know where you're at. And there's one of my nemesis ribbons right there. The other thing too is, yeah, look at that promotion. This game was awesome for me. I got tons of points. I got promoted. I got a bunch of nemesis ribbons. It was crazy. But anyway, obviously it's Rush. It's a Rush game, so you do have a lot more time on Rush if things go the right way. We ended up, you know, getting all the way back to the end, and we didn't really steamroll over them and everything. We're down to 14 tickets here and just barely got the second flag capped. Again, I attribute most of that to our cover that we're providing them in this chopper. I'm telling them here where they're coming from. They're all spawning up there in those top rocks. It's a little tip there I can give some of you guys. You know, even a nemesis ribbon on Kojo. That's amazing. So, this is a little tip, okay? So there's a spawn. For people that watch this video, this is a little secret I don't like to give out. My clan probably doesn't appreciate me giving this out too much, but hey, here's a little tidbit for you. When you're on this map, Kharg Island on Rush, they're spawning. When you kill all of the enemies, they're going to spawn from the top of those rocks. You can't see him right now because we're evading. He's doing a good job of evading. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, so we made it to the next set of flags here, but on the top of these rocks back here, behind that building right there, is where they were spawning from. So go back and look at the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. The rocks in between these two targets and the two that we were just attacking. When the whole enemy dies, that's where they spawn from. So you know that. If you know that, you know where they're going to come from. You can watch for it and kill them. But here I planted it. Now I got to defend it. I got shot in the back by that shotgun guy. He was probably really happy to kill me since I got a nemesis ribbon on him already. Here comes my next nemesis ribbon, and I get team killed by this character in the Thunderbolt. It wasn't his fault. He didn't know. You know, you're flying around a Thunderbolt. You want to blow down buildings. That's fine. Go ahead and get a knife on. This guy was a noob, I gotta admit. there's no honor in that, killing that idiot. It's no offense, C-Crom, if you're watching this, but dude, you need to learn how to play this game a little better, man. I think I got 2 nemesis ribbons on that guy. So here I'm planting the bomb. We get a couple of bomb plants in this. I'm using the assault gun right now. I'm kind of experimenting with this gun, the KH-2002. Got the hollow sights, which I don't like on this particular gun. I don't really like the hollow sights on any gun. Some of them, I guess, they're okay. It just depends on the thing, but I tend to favor the red dot sight the most. It's just my style, my style of play, the way I play. If I had a red dot right there, that guy would have been dead. I think my teammates were doing a good job of killing these dudes, but either way, we hold them off. We're holding them at bay. We get the MCOM destroyer right there. And when we go off for the next one, this is the last set of MCOMs to be destroyed on this map. And this game was a lot of fun. I finally get my little kill here. This thing's a burst fire, this gun. So yeah, I don't really like the burst fire too much, but so far it is a pretty better gun than I thought. And then let's go ahead and finish off the game here with another nemesis ribbon. Look at all these guys. I wish I had a nade. Oh man, killing them as the game ends. Fun game. You know, hope you guys got something out of it. Either way, I think it was a pretty cool video to watch. And there you go, 51 and 15, chopper gunner. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks, guys. Bruce Mannion, you're my hero, buddy. You're my hero.